guys, it's Sahara. Welcome back to the channel if you're new. So before we even get started on this video, don't mind my brows. I filled them in with a black eyeliner and that's why they're looking so harsh. My brow pencil has just not been cutting it for me these days. I forgot to wash my brushes, so look at all of these brushes that I have to wash, but it's still good that I still have a lot of brushes that I can use. I'm going to start off with the Marc Jacobs Accomplice Concealer in the shade Medium 39. And I'm going to clean up the brows with this. I'm going to clean them up as much as I can. Black eyeliner will smudge. It's not a brow pencil at all, so it will smudge, so you have to be careful when using concealer to clean it up. I'm also going to prime the eyelids with this concealer too, and I messed up on my left brow, so I'm just going to go in with this Maybelline Unstoppable black eyeliner and fill it back in. And then I'm going to go back in with that thin brush that has the concealer on it just to soften the front of the brows up so they don't have that blocked brow appearance. I'm going to be starting off with the Profusion Cyanus palette, and I missed using this eyeshadow palette because it's so good. It's a warm tone palette. It is like the perfect summer type of palette. So I'm going to start off with that shade called Polite. It is like a matte off-white, and I'm going to use that for the brow bone highlighter because it will make it look softer. Then I'm going to move into that mustard yellow called Serendipity, and that's going in a crease. I'm going to tap it on first and then start to blend it out. It's not a very pigmented, vibrant yellow because, like I said, it is more of a mustard shade, which means it has a little bit more orange to it than that bright yellow. So patting it on first will keep as much pigment as possible, especially since I didn't go in with a bright base. Then I'm going to use that shade right next to it called Dynasty, which is a warm orange. It's a little bit brighter than the one up under it, which is called Cryptic. I'll go into that one after, but I'm starting with this one first, and this is going into the crease as well. It's going to go a little bit below that yellow, which is why I'm using this. It's a little bit flatter of a brush, but it still has fluffiness to it. Oh, and it's one of e.l.f.'s crease brushes. It's like, how could I be talking up so much about a brush and not even mention what brand it's from? Now I'm going to go into a mixture of that shade Cryptic, which is that deeper orange, and Groovy, which is a warm tone brown. There's a cool tone brown in this palette called Cozy, but Groovy is a warm tone brown, and I'm just going to mix those shades together and put them only on the outer part and a little bit into the crease as well. Mixing those two together will give this nice, still warm, orangey brown. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm going to cut the crease with that concealer, and I'm just using whatever is left on the brush. I know I have the concealer in my hand, but there was still a lot of product left on the brush. And I ended up going pretty quickly with this. Like, I didn't take my time, and I actually liked how the makeup, especially the cut crease, turned out a little bit better because I wasn't like going really slow like I usually do. I was like in a hurry to finish this makeup look because I had to go somewhere after this, and it actually turned out pretty well. Because I really like the tone of how the concealer looked on the eyes, I'm going to go into this matte Hard Candy eyeshadow palette, and I'm using that yellow matte shade and applying that on top of this eye look to set it. It kind of kept the tone of the cut crease lid shade that I went with, so that's why I tapped this on top of it. And then I'm going to go back in and blend a little bit more of that deeper orange called Cryptic onto the outer part. I already blended off camera the shade Groovy, which is that warm brown, back onto the outer part, but I'm just adding the orange one, like fading it into the cut crease part. Then I'm bringing back out this Black Radiance Continuous Color Pigments. This is the orange one. It doesn't have a name to it, but it's that really pretty orange gold shift, and it just looks so good. And I used it in a different video before, but I'm just going to spray my brush with this Milani Make It Last Setting Mist, and this is going to go on top of that matte orange. I'm also going to blend it in with my finger too because it's such a smooth pigment, so you can really work with it. And then I'm going to go and get my Mehron mixing palette. This is the Paradise Makeup 8 color palette, the basic one, and I'm going to use that orange shade, and I'm also going to mix it with a dark brown as well. It's going to create a really nice orange brown. It's kind of going to be the color that I put on the outer part when I mix that orange and brown together. But I'm going to apply this as liner, and I'm not going to wing it out. I'm going to keep it across the lid, and it's going to stop when it reaches the eyeshadow. I learned this trick before. I think I was watching Brianna Marie. She's an amazing YouTuber and artist, and she does this liner look where she just applies it on the lid and by the eyeshadow, and then she goes back in with like a black eyeshadow or whatever, and she blends it into the liner, and it just looks so good. I'm gonna go into this Dollar Tree glitter inside this Dollar Tree compartment as well. I already showed you guys a video of all my glitter and stuff like that. So I'm gonna use this glitter. I think it's the one that's orange, and I think maybe some red or gold or something like that. But it's really, really pretty. And before this Paradise makeup dries as liner, I'm gonna tap it right on top of it. It worked out pretty well, so I didn't have to add glue, which is good because the glue, oh my gosh, glue is, I've done that so many times where I added glue and then, you know, stuck the glitter on top of it, and it's so hard to remove that glue, extremely hard. I'm gonna go into the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara, and I'm using a lot of Marc Jacobs products today because I'm using his newest concealer in this video, and I don't know if Marc Jacobs is going out of business or what's going on. I think something happened and he was posting videos on Instagram and stuff like that, and I don't think he's doing really good. He was in the hospital, so I don't know what's happening to his brand, but I picked up some concealer and that's why I'm using all the products. I'm applying these lashes by Morphe. They're in the style Melrose Ave, and they're really pretty. The only thing is I forgot how hard it is to apply lashes on top of glitter. So I don't think that they ended up sticking down all the way, but I just kept them on for the video because, like I said, I was in a hurry. So I just left them like that, and then after the video I had took the lashes off and applied the glue directly on top of the glitter, which was a mistake because I know it's going to give me a hard time to remove that glue. Never do that, but yeah, you just got to apply a lot of glue, and the lash glue that I'm using, that I Envy, it doesn't allow you to apply a lot of lash glue, especially on top of glitter. I'm going to use the Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Primer as primer, and I'm trying to use this sample that I got up because I forgot to tape it to close it up, and I thought it was dried out. But yeah, I'm just going to apply this all over the face. For foundation, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation in a shade 355N. I forgot how good this foundation is, and it's really good for the summertime because it's a nice luminous foundation, and it would go perfect with this summer look. I almost forgot, but I love going in with setting spray before I apply my foundation. I love using it as like a primer mist, so I'm using the Fenty Primer Mist, and then I'm going to spray it on my brush and blend out the foundation with this e.l.f. Flawless Foundation brush. This is the newish Cafe Marc Jacobs Extra Shot Caffeine Concealer and Foundation. It contains 0.54 fluid ounces, which is like half the size of a foundation, so you're getting pretty good, a lot of product for concealer, a little bit of product for foundation, but you can use it either or. I got mine in the shade, this is medium 280, which has an olive undertone. It's like a really good shade match for me. It has creamy full coverage, and it's caffeine and confused. Oh wow. It's caffeine infused, not confused. The only downside to this concealer is it is matte, and because I have dry skin, it dries really, really quick, so you have to work quick. But other than that, it has amazing coverage, and I would definitely recommend. It's on sale right now. I think it was about $40 originally, which is why I didn't buy it, but now it's on sale for $20, so it's a really good buy. So I would recommend getting it. I would also recommend blending it out with a brush. I tried this the other day because I actually filmed a different video, but it didn't come out good, so I have to refilm that. And I tried this concealer out with a sponge. I don't like how it blends with a sponge. I don't think it looks the best. And like I said, you need to blend it out pretty quick. And I feel like with a brush, you could work a little bit quicker, and it'll also it won't really suck it up like a sponge will, but oh yeah, like I said, overall it just blends better with a brush. I'm gonna move on to cream contour. I'm gonna be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills cream contour kit in the shade medium, and using that shade cinnamon that I've always loved using. I hit pan on it and I couldn't find a brush because, like I said, all my brushes are dirty, so I have to apply it with my finger. I've been looking for the new Anastasia Beverly Hills cream bronzers. Have you guys seen those new ones that's in that pot shape that kind of looks like the Chanel Soleil bronzer and the ColourPop Soul bronzer? It looks like it's in that type of packaging, so I can't wait to pick that up. I'm gonna be picking like up so many bronzers but I really love this Anastasia one, so that's why I don't mind getting that new Anastasia one. They don't have it in store, so I'm gonna wait until they get it in store. Hopefully they do, so I could see the shade range and see if there's a shade for me, because like I said, I've always loved this bronzer, this cream one. It has always been a holy grail for me. I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Setting Powder in the shade Banana. This is another one of my favorites. I'm just going to set under the eyes and all over the face as well. And this is where I was saying about how matte that concealer is. My under eyes gets extra dry when I set it with the powder, but I have no other choice but to, because I will crease really bad. That's the only thing that well, that's the second thing. It's not the only thing, but the second thing that I don't like about matte concealers. They still have a tacky finish and they still crease really bad, but then it's extra dry when you set it with the powder. It's like you can't win. I'm going to use the Kevyn Aucoin Volume 3 Contour Book, and I'm going to go into that shade called Sculpting Deep. And I forgot, this is going to be my bronzer, and I forgot just how pigmented and dark this bronzer is on me. I keep forgetting because, like I said in my other video, I definitely think in this palette the Sculpting Medium shade should have been Sculpting Light. This Sculpting Deep shade should have been Sculpting Medium, and then there should have been an actual deep shade. But this is pretty deep, and I keep forgetting that, so I'm just going to blend it out. It blends out very, very well, so that's the good part about it. But I still stick to what I said, that there should have been an actual deeper tone in here. But it still works out really, really well. For blush, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Blush Trio in the shade Peachy Love and going in with that shade called Miami. It's a really pretty orange and it's bright, but it still shows up. And I'm just going to apply that on the high points of the cheek, but back a little bit further, because like I was saying in my other video, I'm not feeling blush these days, so I'm going to try to keep it as back as possible. As far back as possible. For highlighter, I'm going in with the Profusion Strobe and Glow 9 Shade Highlight Palette and Brush. And I'm going in with the shade Heartfelt. I felt like this was the most orange tone. Yeah, the brush went flying. It's a really nice brush, but it's better for contouring. I don't know why they put this type of brush in with this highlighter palette. But anyway, I'm going in with the shade Heartfelt because I felt like out of every highlighter that I had, this has the most orange tone to it until you apply it on the skin, and then it looks like a really light icy tone. But yeah, in the pan it still has like that orange tone to it. And I'm applying this on the high points of the cheek and on the nose, a little tiny bit on the two head, and on the Cupid's bow as well, and on the brow bone. I'm going to go in with this Rimmel London Exaggerate Smoke and Shine eyeliner in a shade Copper Bling. It's like this really bronzy tone, but it's really deep compared to like what you would really think. But I'm going to apply this on the waterline, and I'm also kind of going to drag it down onto the lower lash line as well. And this is going to make sure that I don't have to apply another type of deep brown eyeshadow, because this is deep enough to go on the lower lash line and all in the eyes too. Then I'm going to go back in with that eyeshadow called Cryptic, which is that deeper warm orange, and I'm going to blend that right on top of the eyeliner, which is why I said I wouldn't have to go in with a brown eyeshadow. I would just go in with the liner and type this. Oh my god. and tap this, don't just say it again, and tap this on top of the eyeliner, and it's gonna create that, again, that nice little warm orangey brown look that I had going on in the crease, that I had going on the outer part, that I had going on as liner. And then for the lower lashes, I'm gonna go back in with that Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Mascara. For lips, I'm going back in with that same combo I've been using for the past, I don't know how many videos, but I'm going to go in with the Black Radiance Brown Lip Liner, the one that I don't know the name because it rubbed off. Yep, you guessed it, that same LA Colors Incognito lipstick. I've been loving that peachy tone. I probably could have went in with a different shade because of the orange. I don't know if this lip combo was going together with this look, but whatever, it's still a nude, and I didn't want to go really dark with the lips. I'm going to top it off with this e.l.f. and Alyssa Ashley lip gloss. What shade is this? Nude Rose? Something like, yeah, Nude Rose. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one.